Luka Doncic struggled enormously in his first games for the Los Angeles Lakers. It was apparent that he was still shocked by his trade. It was also apparent to see that he was not even close to being physically and conditionally at 100% and that the new teammates not here. Constant and understandable problems caused Doncic to score only 14, 16, and 14 points early. In the game against the Blazers 3 days ago, he was kept out to avoid back-to-back games, giving him time to prepare for the Lakers' big game against the Nuggets tonight. The long-standing winning streak of the NBA, winning 9 games in a row. LA not only tried to end this streak, they had something to prove against the major rival of their recent years. I set my alarm specifically to watch against Jokic tonight at 9. This means it's a showdown in the league against my Lakers, and what can I say, I'm hyped. Sure, it was just a significant game in the long reckless season, but the way the Lakers played was really impressive. They had a clear game plan on both ends of the court, a real idea of how to beat Denver, and the players executed it relentlessly and with great precision. 123-100 in the end. A very clear matter, a real statement win in a matchup between two teams wanting to be the best this season. Doncic had by far his best game for the Lakers, scoring 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals, and was also plus 20 in his playing time. Since Magic Johnson, no Lakers guard has been able to put up such numbers in a single game. The 26-year-old dominated the game at will and also had plenty of help. 3 other Lakers also scored over 20. LeBron had 25, Reeves 23, and Hachimura 22. The Lakers had to endure 13 losses in their last 14 games against Denver. Tonight, they were never behind even once. I thought, I want to do a playoff analysis today, something I don't often do before the postseason starts. And I'm doing this because this game was somewhat like a blueprint for the Lakers' vision. Until tonight, imagine it on both ends of the court. To showcase this vision a bit, here comes this video today. So grab your freshly chilled Holy soft drink, link and discount code in the description, and let's start with the Lakers' offense. The Lakers' plan was obvious, time and again to involve Nikola Jokic in the action and attack. You all know how big a fan I am of Jokic. He is having perhaps the best offensive season, but he remains passionate. On the defensive end, he is at best an average defender, and hiding him is super hard. LA knows that the Nuggets regularly shoot Jokic. A cool way to beat it is through double teams, because on defense the help behind is important and it's hard to help when you have to defend multiple screens. Here you can see that Brown's help from the lawman is better because the Lakers only ran a basic pick and roll, but Hayes is good enough to finish easily anyway. The problem is that when 2 Nuggets defenders are on the ball, a disadvantage arises for Denver, and if the attacking team does it well, a good look always forms. LeBron creates the advantage, refs are the kiddest closet, and at the end of the day, can still easily capitalize because rim protection is also missing since Jokic was so far out earlier. Denver assigned Jokic to Hachimura during the game to better hide the 3-time MVP. So what did the Lakers do? They repeatedly let Hachimura set the ball screens. That was easy prey for Doncic and James. Here Gordon comes well over the screen, but Yogi stays with James too long and doesn't come out to pop to Hachimura again, and the shots were just there tonight. The Lakers, of course, don't score on every possession. The problems with the Nuggets were obviously not surprising. When Jokic is pulled so far out from his own basket each time, then they lack in rebounding. The Nuggets field as a base scanner, being one of the 3 best rebounders in the NBA. They tried everything, eventually switching and sending the quick double team, letting the ball flow, beating the hole or drop defense with subsequent ball pressure. But Luka has already seen everything in his life. LeBron as an off-ball player, being helped away from, also a nice image. I think he will flourish in his role. LA kept incorporating cool elements. Weak side cuts like here for example, and whether Luka, LeBron, Brown, or Reeves ran the pick and roll, good things happen. Eventually, it was just a classic drop defense by the Nuggets, especially when Reeves was the ball handler. But Austin Reeves as a third option is also already a good look after another. You can't give Austin much space when he comes over the screen. Joker looked lost at the rim. End of tonight. Rodek and his coaching staff's idea is relatively simple and actually just the right thing. 3 pretty strong on-board creators on the team. 3 always on the floor. 2 of the 3 most of the time and sometimes even all 3. James, Doncic, and Reeves are your 3 masterminds. They create half-court advantages with the ball in hand, whether in pick and rolls, ISOs, or plays. Basically in every half-court offense, one of these 3 does something, which is a good for the team and be good for them, as no one has to make 3 to 4. At the beginning of both halves and in crunch time, all 3 play together and they can also study with each other. And then you have Fuzz, who takes over Reeves' offense, LeBron plays off-ball, and Don rests on the bench. As I said, LeBron as an off-ball player and cutter is so good as a play finisher. Then you almost see LeBron and Reeves phase out, while Luka takes over the show on the court. At the start of the 4th quarter, LeBron was on the court with 4 role plays for a few minutes and then dominated with the ball in hand. The mix just works. In my opinion, the Lakers should relatively soon have one of the best half-court offenses in the NBA. No worries, against Denver they shined especially in the open court and in transition. However, this transition offense can only sustain if you keep forcing turnovers and grabbing live rebounds. After you can make the game fast, which brings us to the other side of the court. Even more impressive than LA's offense against Denver was their defense. One reason why LA had lost 13 of the last 14 was that they had no answers to the best player in the world. Ham was clueless against this Nuggets offense. JJ Redick came prepared especially against Jokic. You can see it clearly in this scene. Post away from the center because in the middle you can make a lot more plays than on the edge of the court. Jokic does what anyone would do and goes where there is space, namely on the outside, but sends aggressive massive help. Sure, on the weak side there are 2 unguarded shooters, but A, even for Jokic are tough passes, and B, they are not 2 snipers out there. Here the exact same. LeBron closes out the middle. Hachimura then helps from the outside. Truly nobody is free. Elia forces the turnover. Time and again, this plan worked. Not in the middle, he was aggressively pressured, playing space, but to a not-so-great shooter who is then also contested. However, he didn't act as the ball handler in the post or from the elbows as often, dealing with another Lakers plan. If passes should be prevented or intercepted, it should be made as difficult as possible for the Nuggets to pass the ball to Jokic. To stand up against the big man again, that's called fronting, well seen here by Hachimura. The Lakers did that throughout the entire game in every conceivable scene and situation, in Nuggets play actions. Here, for example, Vanderbilt intercepts Westbrook's pass. Or after switches in pick and roll, you can see how the top priority is to prevent Jokic from getting the ball. In transition, Doncic deliberately positions himself before the big man. Or at some point in the game, simply when a pass to the Nuggets big man was threatened, LeBron closes the passing lane, thus preventing the pass. Not having a pass to Jokic at all is a win for LA, and if they still try and a turnover occurs, it's even better. The tactic isn't perfect, of course, you can pass over the defender and then there's space for Jokic, but hey, keep doing it, then you make the best of it. Here the pass slips through, but LeBron is there and helps. Net isn't optimal here, allowing Jokic space and the ball. They help, but LeBron appears like he's 37-40. This tactic led to the big man eventually saying, okay, then I'll carry the ball myself. But that costs strength on one hand and on the other hand is not his greatest strength. The Lakers have the best defensive ratio in the NBA in the last 15 games and the 5th best after the Anthony Davis trade. I don't think they can have an elite defense, the personnel just isn't good enough for that. But Redick shows signs of being an absurdly good coach. A lot can be done with usage, and the defensive stats look good too. It was really a dream defensive performance against Denver by a team with at least statistically crazy good defense since the beginning of January. I don't want to say much more about it. This is not a video where I say these Lakers can become champions. I personally don't think so either. I also don't want to after a single game, but that was a blooper. This is how it can play out on both ends of the court and I'm just happy about this statement's success.